Hey, welcome to the next section. In this section, I want to break down all of the theory, meaning my co-founder, Robert, you may or may not know him. He is the co-chair of Experiment 27. He is the operations manager over there. He was the CEO for years and years and years of X27, responsible for the majority of its growth. I love Robert. He's my business partner for a long time. Really love him, and he's great. So what we asked him to do is record his LinkedIn process. Now, this LinkedIn process has generated 6 figures in booked revenue, almost 7 figures now in booked revenue for his digital agency, Westrom. And we also will later do some lead gen for X27, but I wanted to show this as a perfect example of how to do this for a web design firm, for any sort of services business. The best way to do this is to watch somebody else do it. So I've got these headphones here, and I'm going to react to Robert's videos. We're going to watch them together. He did, I think, over an hour of content. I asked him to go through every single thing, and in these videos, you're going to see the exact outreach messages he uses, the exact profile setup that he has, the contracts, him closing some deals, and they're 5-figure, 6-figure deals. So let's watch these videos together. I will be coming in and saying things as necessary, but we're basically going to let Robert run this part of LinkedIn X. We wanted to start with a case study, so let's go through Robert's account and let's do an overview of the results you are going to achieve, or you can be expected to achieve via LinkedIn and using the LinkedIn X process. Take it away, Robert.
Hi guys, so let's start off this course by giving you guys a taste of what you can expect, right, if you do everything by the books. So something that differentiates us in general from, the majority of people out there putting courses or, having consulting packages is that we actually do everything that we say we do, or we've tested literally every part of, the theory behind, how to do LinkedIn properly, how to do email properly, how to do sales properly to get up to 100% close rates, and so on and so forth. So let's start off with a bit of expectation setting here. So here's someone that we used LinkedIn automation to get in touch with. So the initial message was very simple. Hi, we, as in, your company, in this case, I was representing Westrom. And by the way, this isn't me. This is a team behind my persona that is making these connections. And we will show you and help you set up that team as well. So, hi, Westrom accelerates similar companies to yours through our digital marketing, software development, and consulting divisions. Here's the link. I think there might be a good fit. When would you be available for a quick call? Thanks, Robert. So this message, some people would say, oh, well, that's too generic. I would never send that to someone. Yet this is a message that has led to a $300,000, right, opportunity.
We show you proof later on of the actual opportunity. He's saying $300,000 opportunity. It's led to that. There's a contract later on. Just know, you got to believe what's happening here. Because I thought the same thing. I was like, what are you talking about, Robert? And then I saw the contracts and I saw all the proof. So this is great. And he's saying a lot of stuff I would say. I don't know how much reaction I'm even going to need throughout this course, because Robert's on top of it. Let's get back in this.
That's very important, right? We don't look at assumptions. We look at data, and we advise most people to look at data because that is the most important factor when it is when you determine which campaigns or which strategies you should use. So this is the people would call generic message that we sent. It got a reply. Hi Robert, thanks for the invite. I currently have a software developer already, right? But actually on the lookout for other options in the marketplace. So here we are saying this is what we do, and we help companies exactly like yours. Would you be interested? So when you're in business development or sales, or when you're delegating this work, you need to understand that what you do should add value to the person you're speaking with. So you should feel no negative feelings of reaching out to someone, even if it's in an automated way. Reaching out.
I was at dinner the other day and I was talking to Actually, a major author. She's the daughter of Chet Holmes. So we're talking about Ultimate Sales Machine. Doesn't really matter. It's just a top 10 book, top 10 sales book of all time. Doesn't matter for the story at all. So when I was telling her this LinkedIn strategy, her main takeaway, and actually the main takeaway of everyone at the table, is that LinkedIn should not be for spammy outreach. Spammy outreach, they said. So non-customized outreach, exactly like Robert's talking about. They think LinkedIn should be for soft selling and posting content. And we're going to talk about content in a second. But what I really wanted to get across is, yes, it's good for outreach. You know what I'm saying? Like the tools we use, Zopto and some of the other tools that we're going to recommend, book meetings. And one thing that we love to do is get results. This isn't going to be like any of these other LinkedIn courses where we're going to tell you to do all these soft skills and then in 6 months, 8 months, you might get a client. No, the way that we teach stuff is we're going to set a goal. Our goal was $300,000 of deals via LinkedIn. We needed that in order to even know enough to make this course. So now we know how to do that. So we're going to create a system for you where you can do the same thing. And I wouldn't worry about any of the other soft skills, right? In order to get that, we're going to have to optimize the LinkedIn profile. We're going to have to make some good content. We're going to have to figure out exactly how to frame your business in a way that delivers value. And then we'll do this and we'll generate meetings and we'll close some deals. That is LinkedIn X. That's how you become a LinkedIn expert in 5 hours instead of 5 years. All right, keep going, Robert.
Reaching out to thousands of people during the year. Why? Because you're saving them from having them to do research, right, on what it is you do. Plus, if they decide to work with you, that's in their advantage. This mental mindset is very important because, for example, with X27, what do? We help companies get more leads. Well, guess what? Almost everyone wants more leads. Almost everyone wants more business. Almost everyone wants to grow their business. So if we reach out to people saying, hey, I've helped companies like you make millions or tens of millions more per year, would you also be interested in having a conversation? Guess what? It's in their advantage to hop on a call with us, to pick our brains, to potentially work together, right? So he then said, sometime next week, Wednesday in the evening or Thursday would work for me for a call. Cheers. Okay, so then we said, hi, thanks for the note. Great, I can do this time or this time on Wednesday. What's your email and the best number I can reach you on, please? Very important. You start the conversation on LinkedIn, but you get as much contact information from them as you can, right? Then they said, hi, Robert, Tuesday at that time works for me. You can reach me on, here's their number, and my email is, here's their email, right? Looking forward to speaking, kind regards, this person. So basically, we just made an intro, automated, right? We're going to talk about automation a bit later in the course, but we sent an automated message to someone. They replied with interest. They said they're looking for services like ours. Then we scheduled a call, right? Very simple messages, guys. Look, this is very, very simple messages back and forth. This isn't rocket science, but it has to be done in a very specific way, and this is what we're teaching. And then we also got their personal number and their email. Okay, you would argue that you could find this information from like various scrapers.
Yeah, I would say that's a booked meeting. That's the same as reaching out via cold email. What I like about LinkedIn is there's really no personalization in this message. So nobody had to spend time to write the custom first lines. Nobody had to spend time to go back and forth. And yet you could see based on the deal, and you'll see based on the second half of this video, that this is not only a legit customer that's interested, but this is a legit customer that is ready to buy and actually has the money to back it up. Let's go.
Like various scrapers that are out there. We also have one. However, they gave me this information. This changes the dynamic of our relationship. Now I have your personal number. I can call you, right? Because that's why you gave me your number, obviously. And I can say, hey, I'm Robert from LinkedIn. We connected a week ago. How are you? And the conversation is much different than when you go in cold. So this is hugely valuable. Then, great. I've sent you an invite. Looking forward to it. Thanks. So then we took it on email. And then we had the conversations February 5th, right? So this was on February 5th. By the way, I'm using older messages and older campaigns because these relationships have already matured and have already went on to generate,
This is what you get from us that you don't get from all the other gurus out there. Like we're not just telling you how to create what we think is the perfect LinkedIn profile. We're literally showing money being made. I'm surprised how few people actually teach things that don't involve them making money. But here it is. You know, why does that happen? I don't know. You found the right course for you, because here's the money being made.
We don't want to just show you, oh, this message worked and we hopped on a call. No, this message worked. We then hopped on a call. We then closed the deal, and then we then made money, right? So this is very, very important. This process of taking something from just the idea of the concept of, oh, it might work, to, oh, this actually worked, right? This was the campaign, and then we took this to email. We had the conversation around a week later. And then this is the follow-up email that we sent after the call. We teach people how to conduct discovery calls, how to send follow-up emails, how to literally close every single deal in any context that you can imagine, but that's another course. So
that's actually Agency Growth Masterclass, which you can get down below at agencygrowthmasterclass.com. It shows you exactly how to sell via cold email, how to frame your agency the right way, how to book calls, how to do discovery calls, all of that inside Agency Growth Masterclass.
So, hi, thanks for your time yesterday. Below is a summary of your requirements and next steps that we agreed upon. Have I missed anything? This is very important. Again, have I missed anything? Could you please send over the NDA and your ability to see a solutions presentation next week? Regards, right? And then these are the notes from the call. The objective is to take their company from around 300 grand US to 700 grand US per year. What do they need? They need software development, digital marketing, and sales. So three of our sales of our service areas. What are the challenges that they're going through? Everything is right here, right? And then we also discuss budgeting here. What are the specific solutions that they're looking for, who is in a position of power, and then the next steps, right? He then came back a bit later saying, hi, Robert, many thanks for this. Great notes. People appreciate good salesmanship. They don't find it weird that you are taking notes during a call. They love it, right? So you need to show good salesmanship on LinkedIn, on email, on calls, and so on and so forth, everywhere, right? And again, we teach this in another course.
This is one reason why I wanted Robert to do this, because he is very much the salesman side of X27. He's very much the the spin selling, the 100% close rate, like the guy who's going to write notes in a way that actually generates sales. Versus me, who I'm much more of like the Hollywood style of selling. Like I would have tried to do this in five words. I would have sent 5-6 words. He is still very much in this actual like. This is the best way to teach it, not the way that I do it. This is the best way to teach it.
I'll review and expand next week. Supposed to be half term with the family. So can you see how we're already building a relationship? They're telling me about the half term that they're having with their family this week. This is amazing stuff, guys, right? We're building real business relationships here. In the meanwhile, I've attached the NDA. Please, would you check and amend with your company's details and return to me back for signatures and so on. So then this went on up until the end of April, where up until then we've had multiple calls, we've been back and forth on exactly what we're going to do, and now we're talking in very specifics. This
is very normal. If you saw our conversation inside the inbox, the $150,000 deal that we closed inside the inbox, that I closed inside the inbox with our team, it's exactly the same as this. Like, might take 3 months, might take 6 months even from initial contact to close, but these are 6-figure deals. That's why we don't waste our time with $2,000 deals, because yes, it might take 90 days to close a deal, but at the end of the 90 days, you have 6 figures in the bank. That's what we're really going for, and that's the sales style that we pitch. We're not selling $200 things here.
This opportunity ended up finalizing the relationship over email, so we didn't need to go any further. But apologies on the radio silence. They had some things to do because they're working with another vendor, so they have to wrap some things up. On our current contract is due to finish in the next few weeks, but we need this project to complete, blah, 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 right? So there's a lot of stuff that's going on with them. However, they're saying, okay, this is what we are looking for: software developers, QA engineers, project managers, and then management of the transition process in itself, and then optional managed hosting, right? Which we can do. Our budget is our budget that we can 100% commit to this year is 70 grand GBP.
It actually says 69,000, but British pounds, that's what, like 80 grand, something like that. And there it is, right there at the bottom of the email, by the way. The budget we can commit to is 69,000 pounds.
So British pounds, but with scope to increase for discrete projects that bring their own budget. This could be up to 150 grand that has already been identified for this year, okay? But could be higher if all applications and discussions come off, right? So we're looking at 70 grand on the initial contract plus 150 that's already in the works that we are to work on, and more if we do good. But even if we look at this 220 grand, 70 plus 150, 220 grand GBP is over $300 US.
$304,000 off of one email. You saw it go from initial automated contact on LinkedIn to $304,000 verbal green, and then you'll see the contract later where the payments actually come in. It's unreal the amount of money that can be unlocked if you do LinkedIn correctly.
Right? And this is important, guys. So this automated message to someone has led to this amazing conversation, which has led to an amazing relationship, which has then, transitioned to a real opportunity. Okay, so this is one example, and then we can look at others in the next videos. Bye.
So there you saw it. That was from initial contact to six-figure verbal green via email, and later on it does turn into a close, and you can see all this happen. So let's roll into the next video. With that being said, let's keep it moving. Where's this gonna go? I'm excited.
Hi guys, so let's go through another example. This time, an example of a much more custom approach. So when you're doing LinkedIn, you can have an automated approach, which can, just generate leads on demand, every single week. Or you can have a more personal approach, or guess what? You could do both. You can have an automated system in the background just running, just getting you leads, and at the same time you can have a personal approach to high value targets that like your dream clients, your top 1,000 or top 100 dream clients, right? And for everyone else, you use automation. So let's go into an example of a very custom approach from the very beginning. So hello, looked over your LinkedIn profile and was impressed by your testimonials. 72 is quite a number and speaks volumes about you and your work so far. Would love to learn more about you and what it is you do, perhaps over a conference call sometime, ? These questions, guys, are so important, right? You cannot just say, would love to speak sometime, or, hopefully you got this message or whatever. Don't leave things in the air.
ABS, abs. Always be selling. Alec Baldwin would say always be closing, but I like that it's ABS, or because it's abs. All right, continue, please, Robert.
Ask questions. All conversations have to do with questions. You try having a conversation, a real life conversation with someone without asking any questions. You will find it's outstandingly awkward. You always ask questions. How was your day? How did that happen? What do you feel? Right? So all conversation spawns from questions. So if you want to have conversations with your prospects, always the CTA has to be a question. Regards, Robert. Then they came back. I think you possibly were looking at my older profile. However, they are all still valid. Could you let me know what you would expect the outcome to me or for me from a call, just so I am clear? So this is, the people can consider this a bit of a pushback, right? Why would I hop on a call with you? We think that's amazing because these are people that value their time, guys, right? You're reaching out to CEOs, CMOs, CTOs, whomever is your target audience. You need to understand these people are outstandingly busy. They don't just, waste their time with anyone. So this is a good sign. This is a sign that this person actually cares about who they speak with. So if I manage to actually speak with them, they will. We can both appreciate the conversation. Going on, I agreed with them. I said, yes, I did. Your current profile had a link to the old one, citing many testimonials, so I couldn't resist to click on it, right? And the smiley faces, that's just my personal brand. I keep doing them, and I teach the people that use my LinkedIn to do this. By the way, I didn't send any of these messages, not in the previous example, not in this one, not in future examples, because we build the systems that then we can delegate to other people, right? So the smiley face is just something I use. I don't have a particular expectation, but I do have an agenda for intro calls with new interesting people, right? So number one, intros on what each is doing, 5 to 10 minutes, sharing some plans or challenges for.
And you could say that's soft, but you have to look at the context around the conversation. So when they click onto Robert's LinkedIn profile, and we'll see his LinkedIn profile in a second, you see that he's set up his profile as CEO of Westrom, and as CEO of Westrom, they do certain services. So you can say, sharing some plans, challenges for 2019, you could say that in the message, and then the client will think and will know that those plans and challenges are going to be around, Westrom services are going to be around app development, app design, maybe some marketing, and it's clear. So you can talk in that generic way while also at the same time delivering value and being clear with what's going to happen.
This current year, 5 to 10 minutes, and then two-way suggestions and brainstorming, right, on these discussions. Again, 5 to 10 minutes. So the entire conversation, I also said the expectation will be between 15 to 30 minutes. Would that be okay? Again, conversation, ask questions. If so, I can schedule the call for Thursday, June 13th at 10 a.m. or Friday, June 14th at 3 p.m. Let me know if either works for you. So this conversation, and you'll see from this discussion moving forward, this conversation was on the 15th of May, right? And then she replied on the 15th, and then again on the 16th. Can you do sooner, right? Can do sooner if you are free. 4 weeks is ages, right? So this tells me they're already interested in having a conversation, right? I gave them a time for 1 month from now, and the reason why I gave them a 1 month time frame is because my calendar is packed to the point in which some days I have 17 different meetings. With that schedule, many times people email me and I have to say, okay, well, let's talk next month sometimes in the second half of next month, right? However, she came back, say, I can do sooner. I said, sorry about that. It's a long time for me as well, but my schedule has been uncommonly full lately.
My feedback for Robert here is this is the time when you got to start hiring salespeople. And we did. Actually, after this Rex 27, we have 6 or 7 salespeople because you never want to be the bottleneck where you have 17 meetings in one day. Like, I don't have any meetings. I didn't have a meeting today. I didn't have a single meeting yesterday. I didn't have a single meeting the day before that. I have a couple, like maybe 2 standing meetings on Thursday and then 1 on Friday, like maybe 3 meetings a week total. And that's where you actually want to get as a business owner. Robert right now should not be having 17 meetings. There's no way. Like, it's cool that he's able to generate that, but you don't want to be the bottleneck like that. And that's the direction we're moving in actually as an organization after I'm seeing all this stuff.
Booked until June, another sad smiley face. Would either of those dates in June work though, right? And then I finally came back and said the soonest I can do is May 23rd.
Right, that's not something you don't really want to brag about having 17 meetings in one day. You think Warren Buffett or any other billionaire has 17 meetings in one day? Maybe, but it's not on the calendar. They're just going to be chilling in their penthouse, so then things are going to be happening all around them. And that's the ideal scenario for the free entrepreneur. That's where you actually want to get to. Salesman entrepreneur, operations guy entrepreneur. I still think I think 17 meetings a day is wacky. It's way too many meetings. Because when are you going to think about the high level stuff if you're in all these meetings?
So you can see the conversation back and forth, back and forth. They gave me their email. So I asked, would you mind if I send over a calendar invite, right? I already put in all of the bridge information, including Zoom links and the conference number. And they said, of course, my email is. As you can see, when you build a relationship with people through LinkedIn, they're gladly give you their phone number, their email address. But again, you need to come across as authentic. You need to come across as a professional, right? And I said, done. Then I also set the expectation. I said, I also prefer to use Zoom conference lines. This way everyone can, join, whether online or through phone. Would that be okay for the call? And then, oh, by the way, this is also important. She didn't reply after that, so she was probably busy. But then on the day of the call, I said, hi, just making sure we're still up for the call today. And then she said, yes, but any chance we can push it back until that much, right? So as you can see, this message is the call still up for today. This is so valuable because you will find that many people miss calls. And so we have a system in place for anyone that manages LinkedIn accounts for ourselves or for our clients or even email accounts. So anytime we basically do outsource lead generation or sales, we train our people to follow up, and we have very specific systems. Follow up either 24 hours before or 3 hours before a call or both. So sometimes you can't reach out 3 hours before because maybe the call for them is at like 9 a.m. So it would be weird to follow up with them at 6 a.m., right? However, you can follow up the day before, right? You can send them an email at 12 the day before and say, hey, tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning, we have a call, just wanted to confirm you'll be there, right? Or the time is still okay for you. So that small email or that small message will save you so much waiting time uselessly on conversations that people just won't show up to. Okay, so that's another little hack that we have. So then obviously, let me show you the invite. So the invite was sent here. I can't hover my mouse over because it puts in these weird icons, but as you can see, the invite was sent the next day after I got their email. And then on that same day, we updated the invitation a bit, slightly. And then that conversation has then led to later in that year. So again, these things don't typically happen from 1 week to the next. Sometimes they happen quite fast, maybe in a couple of weeks you already close a deal. Sometimes these leads that you're getting.
I love how different mine and Robert's lifestyle is. Like here he is, like I'm swamped with things to finish before I go to Greece. Meanwhile, I would just go to Greece and then just like do whatever I had to do. I wouldn't tell the client I was in Greece, and normally I would just kind of do whatever it takes. Meaning like Robert really believes in taking vacations and like periods of work and then periods of rest versus I believe in just kind of living life like it's some kind of frantic whirlwind and like I'll do whatever needs to be done regardless of the location that I'm in. It's two very different working styles, and I think that's one reason why me and Robert actually work so well together. Is some people really love the frantic stuff, and some people really love the put together vacation work. So we're actually able to form a really good team because of that.
Through either LinkedIn, email, or Twitter, or anywhere else, they might take time. However, in this specific case, the ROI from this one relationship.
Killer subject line, by the way. Our first million together. That's another, talk about life hack. That's another deep sales strategy. You're basically projecting that you're going to make $1 million together.
Relationship is outstanding, multiple six figures again. So this is one of the opportunities with this specific person, and this is a partnership opportunity with them where both of us can make or have already agreed to make, because this was in the past. But I'm talking as prospect from this point in time when I send this email. So both of us can make a ton of revenue. So hello, sorry for the delay here. I'm swamped with things to finish up just before I leave to Greece. So again, notice the personal touches here. These are other human beings. Treat them as such, right? So I'm going to Greece next week, or the other person in another example, they're saying that it's midterm, they're spending time with their children. Again, very personal conversations. However, then I get straight to business. So based on our conversation, here's what my understanding of what we agreed to is, right? Our team will provide LinkedIn outreach services from your account, blah, blah, blah. We will reach out to first level connections and so on. You will then hop on these intro calls. So we will basically do lead generation for them. And then in terms of compensation, we will be given $500 per hour plus 5% commission on closes. And then we go into the details of how that will be, what we consider a close, what we consider, hours spent, and so on and so forth, right? We should just know how many hours, you're willing to pay for. Not sure if this was discussed. However, I'm guessing we can do up to at least 40 hours per month, right? So then we go in and discuss a lot of how should I say details here within the email, and then that's one partnership, right? So that ended up being a very good relationship, and we have something else that I'll show you in another video in one sec that is equally valuable. So see you in a sec.
You learning a lot? I'm learning a lot just watching this. Watching a salesman at work. Who else is showing you inside the inboxes like this? This is real work here. So let's go on to the next one.
Hi guys, so let's look at one final example of success in a different, slightly different direction, but just as valuable on LinkedIn, email, and otherwise. So this person that I've already talked about, that we have a sort of a partnership agreement with, where we can make monthly MRR as a result of a partnership, has then come back a few months later and made an intro to someone else, which happens all the time. If you have a good relationship with someone and it's very clear in their minds what your let's say specialties are, what your capabilities are, and so on and so forth, people will start making these type of intros. So this is an intro to someone. My current connection at this point in time, so now I'm connected with both and I have business relationships with both. However, my current connection at that time sent an email, said, "Hi, I would like you to meet Robert from Westrom. You might wish to speak to them about your app development needs to get timeframes and costings. I'll leave it to you to explain what you need support with," right? Then I followed up. Hello to both of you. I obviously thanked my connection, said thank you for the intro. Hope everything is all right on your end, right? Again, courtesy, professionalism, right? Show that you are worthy of introductions. Show that you are worthy of getting business from them over and over again, right? And then I made mention to the other person, nice to meet you. Would love to hop on a call and discuss this in more detail. I'm available tomorrow 10 a.m. Or Thursday 9 a.m. Let me know if either of those times work for you. Maybe I should have put a question mark here. So I'm going against my own advice here. So I should have put a question mark there. But again, this email, very good. Short to the point. Don't send too long emails. Only send long emails if you have very specific terms that you need to agree on, or you took notes on a sales call, so on and so forth. Otherwise, all of your messages and emails should be very short and to the point. Then that lead basically at that point got back. They thanked the other person as well, and then they said, "Hi Robert, nice to meet you. If we could hop on a call Thursday at 9, that would be perfect. My mobile is," again, we're getting the mobile number, the direct mobile number of these leads, right? "If you would like to give me a call then. Thanks, best regards." And then I said, okay, Thursday it is then. As for the call, I prefer Zoom conference lines, right? This way, everyone calls in at the agreed time or joins from a computer. I will send you the invite shortly. Looking forward to a call. Again, so just because someone says that, give me a call me then, or whatever, something that doesn't fit your process, that doesn't mean you actually need to bend your process and do it their way. For them, many times, so this person gave me their number just so I called them. But that doesn't mean they necessarily have a preference in that regard, right? They can literally just be guided in a direction that follows your process. So you set up your processes. If you need to, let's say, change your process slightly, so change what we teach you slightly just so it works for the specific person you're talking with, that's fine. At the same time, why do it if you don't need to? So stick to process as much as you can and to what we teach you. And then this is our chief of operations, which I then brought into the conversation because the conversation went so amazingly well. The first conversation went so amazingly well with this introduction. So again, no ties to this person. We've never met before. First conversation went outstandingly well. We immediately went into NDAs, we talked about scope of work and so on and so forth. And this time I'm actually going to show you guys a contract. This is the contract that we had with this entity because they represent the company, obviously. So it was a multiple services agreement because we did multiple things we agreed on. Number 36, the 36 contract, April 29th of 2020. The provider, who's the provider, and then the beneficiary, and then the object of the contract. The object of the hereby contract is providing multiple services by the provider for the beneficiary in exchange for the price by the beneficiary to the provider. Very easy. Execution of contract. The provider undertakes to exercise all diligence in order to provide the beneficiary with the best quality of service rendered. And then we go into describing what the service itself is, providing software development services to build an MVP based on the descriptions and designs sent by the beneficiary on a specific date, and that consists of, and then we outline what it consists of. And then also public-facing website, which in our regard is a marketing effort. So building apps is a development effort, building websites for us is a marketing effort. So that's why it's a multiple services agreement. And then any request to modify, what we agreed to here, obviously will cost more. They have to make available to us all of the information. Again, I'm taking you guys through this contract. You see, this isn't rocket science. We've been doing business for a little over a decade now. We've had hundreds and hundreds of contracts. Contracts do not need to be complicated, but they need to be very specific in what you need, the service provisions, and so on and so forth. And then let's get to the juicy part. So this right here is the juicy part. The price for the executed and delivered services is agreed between all parties to be GBP 51 grand.
I wonder why he does GBP, British pounds. If he's in Romania, he should be doing it either in the euro or the US dollar. I don't know, whatever. That's his thing.
And will be reflected in such in the invoices, right? Invoices are issued, blah, blah, blah. And then here are the first few invoices and so on and so forth, right? So this is the contract. If you take GBP to USD, it's a little over 70 grand. So again, this is a $70,000 contract that came out of an introduction from LinkedIn. 100% free money, guys. This is important, right? This is free money that just landed on our laps because we did LinkedIn outreach properly and then we did sales properly. These are the two things we've done. LinkedIn, you already bought the course. Congratulations. You'll learn exactly how we do this stuff. And then sales, if you want to learn how to do sales and get up to 100% close rates, then you can buy our other course. So hopefully this gets you excited enough. We're already excited, obviously, because this has made millions for us over the course of the last few years. And then let's get right into it.
So you saw the results. You actually saw a lot of detailed back and forth. I know we're probably 41 minutes, 40-ish minutes into showing you this. So you're seeing now we're qualified to teach you LinkedIn. We're qualified to teach you actual closes. And LinkedIn, like Robert said, is 100% free money. If you want to open up another great channel for your business, LinkedIn is the channel to do it on. And here's, I mean, you know that, you're here. So here we go. Let's keep this moving. I like this one already because it's got a picture of me right in the thumbnail. All right, let's go. In this next module, we are going to show you how to build the best LinkedIn profile. We'll show you Robert's LinkedIn profile that's generated over 6 figures in closed business. And we're going to learn how to construct our profiles in the right way. Later on in this course, I'm going to be rebuilding my profile following these best practices. And so you'll see more detail on that. From right where we are right now, let's have Robert document exactly what he's doing so we can learn from him. Let's go.
Hi guys. So let's talk in this video about your LinkedIn profile. So your LinkedIn profile, I kid you not, can be one of the best landing pages you have on the web. It is SEO optimized. You can optimize it for conversion. Hundreds, maybe thousands of people visit it every month if you're active on LinkedIn. It's just a fantastic tool. Okay, you need to give it the attention it deserves. So let's go into that. Number one, what you'll notice is let me go into this. So name, last name, obviously, and then you have a headline. This, please don't use your title as your headline, please. Okay, don't say CEO of, sales rep of, whatever. Just don't do that. As a headline, please explain the benefit you bring to your target audience. So this specific profile right now at this point in time, it might be 100% different when you see it, when you see the course, because every single time it is optimized for a specific campaign or specific campaigns for a specific company I'm representing at that point in time, or things of that nature, right? So with this, I own multiple companies, so my LinkedIn keeps changing, and the headline keeps changing and so on. But right now, the headline is the following: developing and taking to market successful software products on time, within budget, and to specification. Okay, this is very clear. If you are interested, if you have an idea of a product, if you're a business and you want to create a new software product or revitalize something that you already have, you're obviously interested. You intrinsically want to speak with me. So these are the type of people that I want to click on my profile. And the headline is important for something else that we'll discuss in a second or in another video. Current position, obviously education, and so on and so forth. So all of this is good stuff. We go further down to your dashboard. Obviously, so just look at this. 330 people have viewed my profile, and my posts have gotten 200 views, right? And I also had 122 search appearances. That's so much opportunity, guys, right there. 300 people. I don't know what traffic you get to your website, but if you do LinkedIn properly, my LinkedIn isn't active at this point in time because we're revamping some strategies. We want to go after some different targeting, and so now we're in the planning stage. But when my LinkedIn is 100% active, I see thousands of people seeing my profile. And you can ramp up your SEO, basically. You can ramp up the number of people coming to your landing page, because again, this is a landing page, from 1 month to the next, to thousands of people. So this is so useful, seriously. And then about, okay, the about section again.
You can see me down here. We're gonna redo this link. We're gonna redo my LinkedIn profile right after this as part of this module. So you can see I'm kind of hidden over here, purple profile picture, and I'm promoting email 10K. So I want to revamp our profile right after this to be X27. So let's continue, Robert.
Another opportunity to sell, helping companies build software and successfully take that software to market. Robert is the CEO of Westrom, a software development and marketing firm with offices in the UK. Now we have offices in the UK, US, and Romania. Unlike other agencies and internal teams, we deliver more than just flexible access to developers. We provide access to a team of business and marketing experts, blah, 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 blah. So all of this good stuff, right? All of this stuff that sells, this isn't about you, right? Many people use the about us to say, I have experience in this, I have experience in that, no one cares, right? Use your about section to tell people how you can help them, right? Let them read about how you can help them. And then you can say, I also suggest you do this at the end. The best way to reach me is via email, robert@westrom.com, or via LinkedIn messages. Both of these are delegated. I never send emails, almost never send emails or read my emails, and I almost never send or read my LinkedIn messages. I have people that I trust, right, that I have relationships with, managing both of those. I do not answer unexpected phone calls. I'm setting that expectation up. Please avoid this medium. Thank you. Okay, so I make that clear as well. You can do it or not. You can be 100% available on calls, whatever it is that you want to do. Then activity, we'll go into activity in a different email. or in a different video. So here, with regards to experience, again, what do? You put in the company, right? You represent, whether that's your own company or someone that you're working with or for, your role, right? But then you go into explaining how this company is an amazing opportunity and an amazing partner for you, the person that needs my service. I don't go into detailing what I do at this company, right? Oh, I am in charge of, I am responsible for, I have achieved this result. No, no, no. Use every single one of these. And by the way, you can have multiple roles at the company, which give you multiple opportunities to sell, right? So this is as a chairman, this is the text here, right? An explanation of what the company is. Amongst other factors, our clients love us because of our obsession to aligning all services towards the attainment of tangible business results, right? So all of this good stuff. You have another opportunity here of, help expand the corporation to Latin America, Asia, and Australia. So now people can see, oh, I am in Latin America, and then Westrom is there. So now I can, they already have operations here. They already have operations in Asia, already working in Australia, which is true, right? So significantly increased headcount while maintaining high quality standards. This is what people are interested in, right? Do you have enough developers or marketing people to take on my project? Is the quality of work, good? So as you can see, you can input all of those things there and leave an outstanding impression. Then these people will get in touch with you whenever they need your service, right? Then managing director, programs and engagement at the Institute of Sales Training. What do we say here? Learn how we generated over $100 million for ourselves and our clients in the last 5 years alone. And then this is the link, right? And then a testimonial. Our business is booked solid to the point where we have to turn people away. We even increased our prices, right? So this is the landing page. This is your landing page on LinkedIn. Use it, right? So this is another business that I own together with Alex. So the Institute of Sales. So people can just take this link, they can open up the tab and then see what this is about. And then if they're interested in sales training, they can just come here and buy sales training from us, right? Very important. And as you can see, this works wonders, and we get a ton of inbound from that. Co-owner here. Better Topics is a tiny company, right? Helping couples experience more love, joy, and connection with each other. If you want that, if you're interested to experience more love, joy, and connection with your spouse, right?
The reason why he says tiny company, it's branding, by the way. I know, like, normally you wouldn't want to call yourself a tiny company. It's a husband and wife B2C brand, and that's the brand. Basically, like, that's why he says it like that. It's actually really smart what he's doing.
Then you can look, oh, what's Better Topics? What's that about? I actually should put a link here now that I see. So let me do that right now. So this is what you do. bettertopics.com. And then you just take the link and you put it right in there. So anyone that's interested can just come here, see that description, and then have the link right there. Let's see. So you can put even more things here. You can put testimonials from people, as you've seen a second ago, and a bunch of other stuff. That, imagine this is a page and you want every single one of these to convert someone. But just please don't repeat yourself. So as you'll notice here at this role in this company, I said this, but at this other role, I said something else. Okay, so don't say the same thing. Don't repeat yourself. That's useless. Always say different things in all of these, because these are different opportunities to sell, right? And so this is another opportunity to sell this specific product. And then X27, marketing and mobile app development for agencies. CEO, we leverage our expertise in agency marketing to drive more B2B leads for your company. Again, in Better Topics, I don't talk about my role as a co-owner. I don't talk about what I do all day. I talk about what's the value for you. Here, the same thing, right? Here, again, and so on. So basically, you can keep doing this. You can keep improving, your LinkedIn as you go, language certificates, volunteer experience. People love seeing that. I love whenever I see volunteer experience with someone. I actually should add more because I have like a million other things I volunteered for. skills and endorsements, you can have dozens and dozens of these, so you can get those recommendations, right? Robert is an amazing leader and a great sales coach, right? Brilliant entrepreneur and definitely a people person. What can I say about Robert that would justify his unwavering drive for excellence, right? Ask for recommendations, right, from people. I actually have an initiative this year. Let's see if I can reach 100 recommendations. I already have a list of 300 people that I'm sure would gladly give me recommendations, but you can only ask for so many favors. So be careful. If you ask people for a favor to leave you a LinkedIn recommendation, you then need to do something for them, or let that leave that there for like 6 months or whatever. So be careful. Don't be a pain for your audience or for your network. I already asked these two people, for example, or other people for other things, right? Whenever you ask people for someone, you need to reciprocate somehow. You can leave them recommendations or you can do other things, right? And then that's about it. So use this to set up your LinkedIn properly, and then trust me, the moment you start doing activity on LinkedIn, this will act as the best sales page you've ever created if you do this properly. If you want help, you can sign up for 220 coaching, right? And we will go through this entire process with you, one half an hour at a time every single week, and week by week by week, we'll keep building up your little lead generation and sales empire. So hopefully this is helpful. See you in the next video.
So, homework. Build your LinkedIn profile. And I'm hyped watching this video, so I'm going to build my LinkedIn profile. You can watch me upgrade my LinkedIn profile live, and that's going to be cool. Robert said 220 coaching. I agree. You can go to 220coaching.com and sign up there. You can also just post in our Facebook group. You have access to a private community as part of LinkedIn X. So I'm in there, Robert's in there, and even Jacob and some of the other people that were giving him recommendations, our top sales guys are in there, our top students are in there. So post in the private community and let's talk LinkedIn over there if you need additional feedback. Now, let's go to my LinkedIn profile and let's reboot this thing, right? Reboot, LinkedIn reboot. Here we go. You can see I have 99 missed connections. I never use LinkedIn. I never ever use LinkedIn. So, but you can see even like Robert's stats versus my stats, I've got like 3 times the stats. So we're wasting so many opportunities. So let's talk about each thing. All right. This finally start your business. I actually want to hype X27 marketing. So for your LinkedIn profile, you want to make sure that you have an exact goal or an exact opportunity that you want people to hit. So for instance, for Roberts, he wanted clients for Westrom. For mine, I want clients for X27. And right now, it's actually optimized to get signups for Email 10K, which is a course we don't even offer anymore. So I'm glad I'm looking at this right now.